So with this one, you want to start by writing it the right hand side as a fraction by dividing by 1. That's the easiest way to make a fraction. And then you just cross multiply. So if I times this diagonal, it'll be x take 1 times 1, which is that. And then if I do the second diagonal, I write it in brackets. Make sure you do, because if not, your answers will be wrong. And then you can use FOIL to expand it. And then you want to make sure everything's on the left hand side. So I'm going to maybe simplify first and then put it on the left hand side. So 4x take x becomes 3x plus 2 minus 2x squared. And to get rid of everything, I'm going to do minus 3x both sides, minus 2 both sides, and then plus 2x squared both sides. Basically, when it swaps sides, you just change the signs. Hopefully you're used to that by now. So if I write it in a big long line, this is what I get, and then what I'll do next is simplify it. Oh, I wrote that one. That was meant to be on this side. Make sure you make it nice and clear which one's which. Alright, so I've got my x's, collect the x's, minus 2x, collect the numbers, and I've got 2x squared equals 0. I always like to write it in the correct order, so x squared first, then my my x component, and then always move minus 3 and 0. Now we're using quadratic formula. Alright, so just remember that you're using quadratic formula, you're not perfect squaring, you're not doing it, you are using the quadratic formula, which looks something like this. And then you just got to identify your A, B, and C. 2, -2, -3. Okay, so I just substitute it in. -b. This is very important that that bracket exists. A lot of you forget this, so make sure you've got it. Alright. So just use your calculator if you're not confident. So that's 4. Minus turns into a positive. 12 times 2 is 24. So I get 28 over 4. Okay, so if I just chuck that in the calculator, I should get an answer. So when you're putting in the calculator, just choose one. You can't put both plus and minus in. So choose one. I always just choose the positive because that's more simple. That simplifies down to 1 plus or minus square root 74 2. Now it's important that if you put in a positive answer, it will spit out your positive number, an answer. So make sure you put a minus there too, because remember that we've got a negative option as well. So that should be your final answer. Hopefully I'll be able to check it for you. 2A.3 2g, so a half, yeah, plus or minus square root 7 over 2, which is the same thing. So if I show you, if I split this up, it's 1 over 2 plus or minus square root 7 over 2, which is the same thing as the answer.